Hi book friends, this is Kat. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm actually going to wrap up my series for Journey Through Middle Earth, and I only have 2 books to talk about. I will say that this series was so much fun to do. I enjoyed looking through the prompts and making a list of just, types of books that I wanted to fit into the prompts and really journaling my progress. This is my old journal, but what I did was I printed out the map that the host, A Hobbit's Reading List, created. She made this and with the prompts in there, so I liked journaling through the area. So that's blue. And so I did not make it to the end, unfortunately, and that's okay. I honestly am struggling between finishing this off on my own in my own time, or just continuing the series a little bit, but more of a free-flowing style. So upload whenever I have completed maybe like 3 more of the prompts, and so it's not a given like uploading every week. So I'm still playing around with that idea. If you are interested, do put that down in the comments if you would like to see my progress, or if not, I'll just put it like off to the side, as in continue this journey on my own time and not really post about it. But yeah, if that makes sense. So anyway, let me go ahead and just talk about where I ended up. But first, last week, as a recap, I was in Rivendell, and the book for that was State of Lies by Siri Mitchell. And I did say last week that I enjoyed the book so far. I have listened to it on audio, and it started off really unexpected. It was an intimate moment, let's just say, but it wasn't like super detailed, and they're a married couple, and you kind of see a little bit of that intimate moment later on. So that just kind of caught me off guard, but it was fine, for me at least, which I don't mind intimate moments if it's between married couples, but I also have like a level of how much detail it goes into that I'm just like, no thank you. But this book was really great. I loved the voice narrator. She did a great job, and let me just say that normally books kind of like this, like with the mystery thriller component to it, like I guess it's not really like a spy, but definitely like government involvement, and just like that kind of scary, like who can you trust, who can you not, and like corruption and all of that, like usually freaks me out a little bit, but this book was really good. And it was still kind of scary, I guess, with some of the topics being discussed, but I thought it was really well written. I didn't tell you what the book was about. So yeah, the book was about a woman whose husband gets killed in a car crash, and she finds out later that he wasn't where he was supposed to be, that he was supposed to go to like the hardware store or something like that, and where he got hit was not in the direction where he was supposed to go. So there are some secrets that are being discovered, and she is kind of got a target on her back, her and her son, and I get the story from there. I'm trying not to say a lot because there is it's kind of easy to give certain things away, but there, if you like, I guess, like, I would say a political thriller, this could be really up your alley. It was really good, and there's some history thrown in there, and it was just another part of history that I wasn't really familiar with, and I liked that the author used, a little creative license with some of the historical events, like Desert Storm and all of, I guess, events that have happened during that time period. And yeah, I would just really recommend this book. I think the characters were lovable. Lots of shocking things that do show up, especially towards the end. Like, I did not see that coming. So yeah, anyway, I hope I explained that well enough, but go check it out. I really encourage the audiobook. I loved it. I didn't even do it at 1.5 speed like I normally do my books when I listen to on audio, because I feel like the voice narrators just go a little too slow for me, so that's why I always kind of speed it up. But this one, like, I kept it at the one speed. So anyway, that was Rivendell. All right, the next place I was supposed to go to is Moria, and that was to flip a coin between two books. And I actually did that on camera in my last video, and the one that ended up winning was The Lavender Garden by Lucinda Riley. And this is from my this was my book choice for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf challenge for last month in September. That is where I am, and it's on page 122, so to chapter 13, and I am deciding that I am not going to finish this, and I will tell you why. So real quick, this is a dual timeline kind of story. You have the present time with this young girl named Emily, and she currently lives in France, so it all takes place in France. And her mother, dies at the beginning of the story, and she is the last of this line of French aristocratic people. They call themselves the De la Martinaries. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I called it in my head De la Martinaries. So Emily is the last survivor of this family. She has to decide if she wants to sell the chateau, which she inherited, or if she wants to keep it and renovate it. And she is in her decision-making process right now. That's the present day. And the past, that's where I'm kind of in the middle of, is you're following this lady named Constance. I don't remember her last name, but Constance is a British woman. Well, she lives in Britain, in London, and she is tasked with this special force task to be like an undercover spy in a way for British intelligence, something like that. So it says Churchill Special Operations Executive. So this is, and the past is set in World War II. And somehow those two stories collide. You find out how they collide in a way. The present day, like at the beginning, you meet this man named Sebastian. He's related to Constance. And then you have Emily, who's related to the De la Martinaries family that apparently did a lot during this World War II. Emily's father was known as someone very important during the time of World War II, and what he did was very commendable, but you don't know what. So anyway, that's where we left off. And for me, I had a couple of issues with the present day woman. I didn't really connect much with her, but she was a little insecure, but it shows that with her family history, why she grew up with insecurities, and I understood that. But then you have really early on her being engaged to someone she had just met. She met the person. The person just started to call her like sweet pet names like darling and sweetheart, and she's only met the person for like a day or two, and then like 9 months later, after kind of living with this person, even if they weren't in the same bedroom, it was still like in the household. They kind of get engaged. And so to me, I felt like that was really fast. Those are usually not my type of stories. It's really a hit or miss for me if I will like the book from that. But that's the present. I was more interested in the past. And with Constance, she is a married woman, but her husband was missing in action. And then you kind of find out later that he does get found, but they already shipped her off to her assignment, and they've withheld this information from her so that she wouldn't back out from her assignment. So, that's messed up, but she ends up, going and doing her assignment, and she ends up meeting with the Della Martineri's family, and the man of the house is actually the father to the present day girl. So that's how you see that connection. And Connie, or Constance, is said to be like his cousin, so that way she doesn't get found out that she's working for this British, as a British spy. And they made up the story because the man, whose name is Edward Della Martineri's, he was hosting Nazis in his household, and so they had to come up with this story so that way she's not gonna get questioned. And she's kind of stuck in this lie, and there's one Nazi who took an interest in her, and she's just not wanting his advances, but she has to play this role. So the part where I left off was page 122, and basically I just didn't want to read any more from it because Constance is now having this meeting with Edward, and she is saying, I'm a married woman. I don't like these advances from this German guy. And Edward basically says that perhaps in her relationship with this guy, she can separate herself from her soul. And remember, each time you wish to move out of the guy's embrace, to remember that she's helping a larger cause than her own. And so essentially saying like, yes, he acknowledges that she is married, but she has a job that she has to uphold, and it's bigger than her own. If she is caught being the spy, then he essentially can get caught, and he helps a lot of people who are fighting against the Nazis. And so basically it's like, this is bigger than just our own, and we need to separate ourselves from our own personal lives for this bigger cause. And I personally don't like books like that, or at least the themes of that, where it's like you push away your values for a bigger cause, so to speak. And so I just decided that I just didn't want to finish reading it. I didn't want to see if this fake relationship she's having goes any deeper, or if it results in her being kind of like abused in any way. So yes, that's a little, that's why it's just not for me. I know some people it doesn't bother. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the book. So I won't write off Lucinda Riley. I'm sure she's a great author. Apparently that's like a really loved book, as you can, I don't know if you can see. So, and I've heard, other things about her. So, but this one was just not for me. So that is where we're at. And I am stuck in Moria, because I didn't want to count DNFs as a like I've read and I can move on into my journey. I wanted to actually finish the book, so if I DNF'd a book, I would just have to retry it. So the point where I'm at in this video, like I said earlier, I don't know if I'm just going to off camera finish this journey, because I'm going to go at my own pace, and if I find books that had fit the next prompt, then I would put that there. But as far as creating another set list of books to read in addition to the other readathons I'm doing, I'm just not going to do that. And especially for this month, my birthday month, so I want to be able to have time to like mood read and such. So the option is to finish this off camera. However, if you have enjoyed seeing my journey and wouldn't mind a video here or there, not a set video schedule about where I've ended up, then do let me know. I could just make videos as I finish the prompts and sporadically, I guess, put it up throughout the month. So yeah, just let me know. But I've enjoyed this, and I do plan on doing this readathon next year. I might tweak it a little. I might do the same thing, but do a different route or as a different character, since I did go as Samwise Gamgee and Frodo. And you can just do so many different paths in so many different ways. So this was a fun thing to do, and I am going to try to remember to do it next year. Anyway, that is all, and I guess I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.